Hey guys, it's Laura here from Laura's Creative Pages and Cards, and welcome to day number 3. So we're going to make this super fun birthday wishes card with the pennants or the banners. So of course we need our card base, which we're using it with the orientation 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then we need a piece of lemonade card. This is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 in size. We need a piece of decorative paper. This one's the candles, and this one is 1 3/4 by 5 inches. We are going to stamp a birthday banner onto a piece of lagoon on the light side. So just a scrap piece, as you can see, is all you require, not a specific size for that one. Then we're going to need a piece of scrap white to stamp on 3 small stars. And then we need this white piece of card at 1/2 inch by 2 inches in size. Alright, I want to show you how to get a really good pennant. This particular piece, as I said, is 3 1/4 wide, so the halfway mark on this is 1 5/8. So I'm just laying this in my trimmer at 1 5/8 with the blade at the bottom, and I'm just going to push it up a small way just to get a slit, and I'm in the dead center of this piece of card. Then I'm just going to line up the point of the bottom to the cut mark, and I'm just going to cut it between the point and that cut mark there. And then I'm just going to rotate it around and do the same thing. Get the point in and the cut mark lined up in the trimmer, and then I'm going to just trim that up. Okay, and that just falls out. So that is a really fun way to make a pennant. I've actually cut a little bit too deep into it, but on this card it's not going to matter because we're going to hide that underneath the candles. Okay, so the candles is 1 3/4 wide, and so I'm actually lining that up at 7/8 because 7/8 is the halfway mark. Cut the little slit, and because it is a narrower piece, I'm more than confident to just cut out the triangles just with my scissors because it is a narrower piece of paper or card. Alright, now that they're cut and ready to go, I want to add the black journal extra dimension to it because I just find that it makes it really pop and really stand out, and you can see how much of a difference it makes. Rather than just being that plain yellow and the plain candles, it just gives it a bit of a decorative look, and it's a really inexpensive way to do it using the journal pen. Right, let's construct this card now that we've got these pieces ready. So just a bit of tape top and bottom, and then a little bit in the middle. I honestly don't use a lot because it's a card and it's likely to get thrown out at a later stage or stored where it's not going to come apart anyway. Okay, and so on the longer piece, a piece at the top, piece in the middle, and then a bit of tape down at the bottom points is all that it requires. So as you can see, this card's coming together really easy. It's a nice simple one, but it looks really fabulous, and is super easy to replicate in many different colours. Okay, on our Wishing You Everything stamp set, there is a banner, and I'm just going to stamp that in my black ink onto the Lagoon cardstock. So it's already curved, really simple, inking it up, and just going to stamp that one down. Ta-da! I just love our clear blocks. Okay, now the brilliant thing about this is so far we've done all straight, we've straightened out all of the sentiments, but we're actually going to use this one curved. So I'm going to place this on my block in the curve, and this curve matches the banner perfectly. So because the blocks are clear and we can see what we're doing, I can line that up right inside that banner and get that birthday to look good. Perfect. So now that's ready for my birthday, and then we just need some wishes. We can't do the birthday card without some wishes. Oh, of course, let's just quickly cut this out. If you have got the stamp set with the thin cuts, of course you could quickly run this through your cutting machine and cut it out with the die cut, but there we go, cut with the scissors. Okay, so I stamped the stars with Lagoon ink onto white daisy, but if you don't have Lagoon ink or coloured ink that would be suitable, grab yourself a little piece of scrap Lagoon cardstock and using your black ink just stamp those stars onto Lagoon card. This is another really fun way to get the colour incorporated into the card without necessarily needing to own the colour ink yet. And this is what I love about card making, is that we've got alternative ways to make nearly everything. Okay, the wishes was stamped onto the white daisy cardstock, and again this was a curved wishes, and I just straightened out on the block because I didn't want to have 2 banners on the card. I didn't feel that that would be aesthetically right. I wanted the banner and then a straight piece. So the wishes is straightened out and it's stamped in nectarine. So a few little pushes into that ink pad to get it inked up, and I line it up in the center of that piece of white cardstock because I can see through my block. Okay, again, you may not have nectarine ink, but if you've got the pack, you'll have nectarine cardstock. And so grab yourself, cut out that little piece in the same size, which was 1/2 inch by 2, and then just stamp black wishes onto it instead. And this is, again, a great way to add the colour to the card. And I just gave them a little bit of black journaling and cut out the stars. Okay, so now that that's all cut out, this is the last of the constructing. So I'm going to actually add the wishes on before the birthday because I want this at one height level of my 3D foam tape. So I'm just placing 2 little pieces one at each end of the wishes, and I'm going to pop this on the card before the birthday because this is going to set exactly where I want it on the card. Once I'm happy, I'll press that down. Okay, so now I'm going to add this birthday banner, but I want this to be a little bit higher in height in the 3D world. So I'm actually going to place 2 little slivers of 3D foam tape on top of each other to give it a second height. Of course, if you have 3D foam tape in different heights, just use your lower height for the wishes and use a thicker height for the birthday. But if you've only got the one height of foam tape, just double it up and you're going to get the result that you're after with different levels of heights on your card. So now that this has got the 3D foam tape, I'm just going to position it above the wishes. Once I'm happy with the position, I'm just going to push down that 3D tape and it will be stuck. Here you go. This is what it would look like with the nectarine sentiment, which I actually really like it a lot. So there you go. There's many ways to put together a card. Of course, now I want to put on my lagoon stars, and they're going to be placed on with the 3D foam tape as well. So I just cut a small piece off and then I trim it into thirds so that I've got one for each star, because obviously we only require a little tiny bit of foam tape for each of the stars. So I'm just going to place those on for you now. Whilst I'm placing those on, I just wanted to quickly thank you all for watching this series of 31 cards over 31 days. I hope that you're gleaming some hints and tips throughout, and that you're making cards at home as well along with me, because there is nothing more fun than making some cards. Alright, so there we go, placing that third star on. And just to show you what it would look like if you didn't have the lagoon ink, but you stamped with the black on the lagoon cardstock. Again, it is a fabulous card and a great way to make a birthday card. Right, there you go. Day 3 done. Thank you so much for following along, and I look forward to seeing you on day 4. Bye now.